Hi everyone, Miss Emma here from the Farm to School program again. Now, you might be wondering, what am I doing with this strange crumpled up piece of paper on my head? Well, this in fact happens to be my chef hat, because I am getting ready to be a chef in my home kitchen, and if you follow along with this video, you can be too. So since we can't be at school trying new foods in our cafeterias or in our classrooms, I'm going to show you a couple of fun and easy recipes that you can make at home with ingredients that you might already have in your fridge, kitchen, or in your pantry. So the recipe that I'm going to be showing you today is one of my favorites. Every cooking club that I've ever done has always voted this as their #1 favorite recipe. And that recipe is apple donuts. Now, these might not be the typical donuts that you are thinking of. While those are too delicious, these ones are a little bit different, made with an actual apple, but I promise you they're going to be equally as delicious. So, to start off making our apple donuts, I need to do what all great chefs do before they start cooking. Wash my hands. I'm going to come over here and make sure you wash your hands with warm water and some soap. Really get a nice hand wash going. Okay, my hands are washed. It is time to begin. So to make apple donuts, it's pretty easy, and you get to be a little creative here. You get to kind of make your own toppings and add some of your own flavors to it. So the one thing that you want to make sure you're starting off with is an apple. So I've already washed this apple. Make sure you wash your apples before you use them. And then the next thing is you're going to want to grab a knife. Now, if you're going to be using a knife, make sure you ask an adult at home for help so that you can stay safe, because the #1 goal is staying safe anytime that we are cooking. So I've got my knife. Now, just a quick tutorial. Anytime that you're cutting with a knife, the knife should be always facing down towards a cutting board or towards the surface that you're cutting on. And you want to take your thumb and your pointer finger and just hold onto the knife like this. And then you can kind of get a sawing motion going so that you can stay safe while cutting. So to start out making the apple donuts, you can see how the apple has the stem right here. You're going to cut the apple like this. So you're going to turn it on its side, and you're going to cut off the very bottom of the apple and the very top of the apple, because those are parts that are a little bit harder to eat because of the stem and the base of the apple. So it looks like this. But now you're going to cut the apple into a few slices. I'm going to cut mine into about 4 slices. And really importantly, make sure that you have an adult help you out with this part, because the apple can be a little bit slippery and difficult to cut that way. So now I've got slices that are about this thick, and you can see they're starting to look a little bit like the shape of a donut. But what do all great donuts need to have in the middle of them? A nice hole. And lucky for us, the apple has a perfect little indicator of where we should cut that hole out, because you can see right here this star pattern. Those are the seeds of the apple, which actually, if you want another fun activity, you could save those, put them into a bag with a little bit of water, and see if you could make those seeds sprout. But now for this part, you're going to take your knife again, ask an adult for help, and you're going to cut out a circle around those seeds. So I'm going to just gently cut out a circle. It's okay if it's not perfect. Mine's going to be looking a little bit more like a square here, but you know what? That's cooking. Sometimes things don't turn out exactly how we expect. It's okay. And then I'm going to start popping it open. So I've got my nice apple donut. I'm going to cut out one more. Okay, I've got the base of my apple donut, but as most of you know, a donut is not really complete unless it has a nice frosting on it. So once again, I'm going to show you a way that you can make a delicious frosting for your apple donut out of things that you might have in your house. So what you're going to need for this part is some yogurt, some cinnamon, some honey, or you could use some maple syrup. And now if you don't have yogurt at your house, you could instead use cream cheese would be really good, or you could even use Nutella or a peanut butter or an almond butter. You just might not want to add the cinnamon to those. That might be a little bit of a funky taste, but always feel free to try things. So I'm going to take a bowl. I'm going to take my yogurt. And I have plain yogurt here. So that yogurt doesn't really have a lot of flavor, which is why I'm going to add some cinnamon and some honey to it to make it a little bit more tasty. So I'm going to take a measuring cup. This is 1/4 of a cup. Now, cooking is a great way to use math in real life because if you are making apple donuts for a bunch of people, just double the recipe and you can make more of our frosting. But since I'm just making apple donuts for myself today, I'm going to take just 1/4 of a cup and I'm going to put it into my bowl. And now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to measure this, but I'm just going to add a little bit of honey to my bowl. Just to make it a little bit sweet. And then I'm going to just add a dash of cinnamon. And then I'm going to mix that all up so it gets nice and blended. And the awesome thing about this yogurt is that it's actually really good on a lot of stuff. You could eat it plain, you could eat it on cereal or granola, you could even put it on pancakes. I've done that before and it's really good. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do with this yogurt other than just making a frosting for some apple donuts. So we've got our frosting. Now we're going to frost our donuts. So I'm just going to take my spoon and I'm going to put a little bit of the yogurt onto my apple. And I'm going to spread it around with my spoon. So your apple donut should look like that now. So we've got our donut, we've got our frosting, but again, any great donut really has some good toppings on it. Maybe some sprinkles or some chocolate chips, something like that. So here's a few suggestions of things that you can use for toppings for your donut. So right here, I have got some cut up banana, some granola, and a couple of chocolate chips. Other things that go really well on these apple donuts are things like coconut flakes, strawberries, blueberries, but you can be creative. See what you have at your house and think about what might taste good on your apple donut. So now to decorate my donut, I'm going to take my granola, I'm going to sprinkle it around. It's looking good. I'm going to add my cut up banana. Yum. And then I'm going to add a couple of chocolate chips. It's going to be so tasty. Okay. And now my apple donut is complete. It's delicious. So I hope you have fun making it. Get creative with the toppings, enjoy, and good luck being chefs today.